Good morning, Robertson County. This is 1100 WSG. I'm Utah LaVern, and this is One Street Over. Welcome to it. Tuesday morning, looking good out there. Nice weather. We didn't have, I don't know about you guys, but I had a little bit of frost yesterday, and I'm hoping, I haven't had time to kind of go around and see if it did any damage to anything, but I'm really hoping that everything is fine. It's that point. We've had the last few years, we have had frost that's hit us a little bit late. We're supposed to typically in this area, if you know the way they typically tell us that after tax day, after the 15th of April, you should be able to plant your tomatoes and things like that. But we've had some cold temperatures. So some of you may have gotten a little bit of frost. We live down in a little valley just a couple of miles from here. And we had some frost. We had to scrub the windows yesterday. So I'm really hoping it didn't get any of my early bloomers, those kinds of things. I've got some wisteria that I'm keeping my eye on that I'm really hoping is going to be beautiful this year. But again, waiting for the weather to warm up and stay warm. It's looking a lot better. We've had some, if you look at your, what we're projecting for the rest of the week, we still have some rather cool stuff happening in the evenings, but we got some nice warm stuff during the day. So that's good news as we're getting on into it. I was talking to our master gardener a couple of weeks ago about some of the things that I'm wanting to plant. And he said, to be safe, sometimes you might want to wait and plant on Mother's Day. So I don't know, as we're all getting really anxious for summer and of course we're into spring and just getting all the warm weather. I'm with you. I'm ready for it to warm up and stay that way for a little while. Just a lot of things I want to do. I'm talking to, and again, good morning. Welcome to it. We're trying to track down our guest. We're expecting Kerri Dozier in here this morning. She is going to come in. They've got the car show coming up that's going to benefit autism. And so she's doing here at 7. We originally had her scheduled for tomorrow, but then we wanted to open up an entire hour for Cutter and Cash to come in and play some music. So as we're getting ready for the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. So we've got that going on. So it's one of those things when you communicate with different people. I sent messages, got confirmation, but maybe she didn't get the message. It's like, oh, well, we've got a lot of stuff to cover. There's a lot of events going on. So we're going to talk a lot about that this morning. And hopefully Kerri will pop in here as well, and she can update us on the information with the car show that's happening. But to get us started this morning, again, just welcome to it. Keep in mind that as we're kind of, maneuvering the waters between spring and the cold weather and summer, farmers market started this past weekend. I miss having Corbin Creek. I miss having them on because, they keep me up to date on all the things that are going on. It's just so much fun to see what's happening out at Corbin Creek Greenhouse. We took a break from advertising this winter because, they didn't have anything really going on. But in right now, we haven't picked them back up because we're kind of full with ads right now. But that doesn't mean we love them any less and just want to continue to point you out there to Corbin. Miss Amy, she has got all kinds of fun. So she loves the summertime. And so they put out the flower trailer and all of those things out at the farmer's market this weekend. So, again, she's keeping us all up to date on things for warm weather. It's just a lot of fun stuff going on. But they do want to remind you, one thing I want to remind you, and we're going to try to get Amy in here and see if we can't, have a little visit with her about all the things going on. She's super busy. But they've got their big hot dog day coming up. And it's on May 11th. Just bring the whole crew out and have a good time. But they have a lot of fun on that day whenever they just have all the folks come by. But that's May 11th. And that is Mother's Day weekend. And that's typically when they do that. But they have activities for the kids and just a chance just to see their really cool business out there and all the things that they do with Corbin Creek. We love them a lot. And again, you will see them at the farmer's market. I'll try to pop in there and just see them just to catch up on all that's going on with Corbin Creek. Really appreciate them and all that they've done for this program, but definitely want to share some love with them right now. Again, if you're just joining us, this is 1100 WSGI. I'm Utah LaVern, and this is one street over. We're anticipating getting a visit from Kerri Dozier. She is promoting the event that's happening coming up that's going to be raising money for autism. And the specifics on it, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. It's in Adairville, up on the square, which is really a cool little place. I mean, it's one of those things that it's just kind of, just a small town feel. It's a lot of fun, but that is happening this Saturday. So get ready for that. But that's a cruise-in car show, and it's going to benefit autism. They're going to have like all the old-fashioned fun stuff. They're going to have a cornhole tournament, and there is a $20 entry fee. So there's going to be some cash prizes for first and second place. If you're good at cornhole, there's your place this weekend in Adairville. They're going to have a cakewalk. They're going to have kids games, and all proceeds are going to go to the Vanderbilt Children's Development Medicine in honor of August Pie. And it's going to be a great time. Adairville, Kentucky, on the square, not too far from here, but it's from 10 to 3 this Saturday. So we want to invite you to go out to that. I believe Kerri will be popping in here at some point. We probably just got some confusion on our times, but we're going to be visiting with Kerri today at some point about this. But this is their second annual. They've done this before. Car enthusiasts, they love this kind of stuff. And she even said that if you've got somebody that's got an old motorcycle that they want to bring out, you can do that as well. But that is this weekend in Adairville, 10 to 3. So we want to encourage you to go out there. The things that are really coming up right now, we've got so much happening around the city with summer events. Of course, we're going to have the first Friday night market starting up very, very soon. Farmers market started this past weekend. If you want to buy some local produce, you can go and do that. But something that is very near and dear to me is Recovery Court. And this is something they asked me couple of years ago, I guess, to be on the board, and I was just so honored to be a part of that. But we've got Recovery Court coming up, a Recovery Court graduation. And I'm wanting to say 8 or 9 graduates this time, if I'm not mistaken. It is going to be an amazing time. And if you've never been to the Recovery Court graduation, we want to invite you to come out. Happens at the center. It'll be this Thursday. But if you can get there about 11:30, we have lunch provided. They're going to do a baked potato bar this year, and it's always delicious and always wonderful. But they're going to have a baked potato bar for us, and if you want to come out and be a part of that, come on out about 11:30. We try to start the program right at noon, and it will be an amazing time. I can't say enough about it. It will definitely change your perspective about those that are going through rehab, because you will see that it's in every walk of life. You will see people that you think, my goodness, that looks like somebody I might, not that you would recognize them, but people that could be, your aunt, your uncle, your grandma, your grandpa, your mom, your dad, your kids that are going through this. And it is just amazing whenever you see these life changes and you listen to them, the ones that get up and share something about what's going on in their life. It is so much fun to just hear what they have to say and what they want to share. But I cannot say enough about the experience of being at a Recovery Court graduation. One of the most profound things, it's actually kind of I'm trying to think of the right way to describe it. If you've been there for the remembrance ceremony and you get the images and just that moving memorial for those who did not make it through their battle, that will touch you to the core as well. Because again, as you're watching those images go by, you will see, people that are probably grandmas and grandpas and again, aunts and uncles and moms and dads, people that have gone through this that absolutely could be anybody. I talk to my kids a lot about this at school because I just, I don't know. I just think it's so much more wide and broad than we realize. And there's so many kids that are going through so many things that we just don't understand. We actually have, we are doing a couple of documentaries in our audio video program. And it's so interesting because these are things we've been working on ever since I started school. I guess I got a little over ambitious my first semester in. I told the kids, we're going to do documentaries. And so we started producing them, and I asked the kids, I said, what are the topics that you want to talk about? Now, one of the classes picked Bigfoot. And so we're doing Bigfoot, and it's going to be a fun one, but and it's going to be super cute, and it's going to be interesting. But we also the other class that I asked, I said, "What do you want to do?" And they came up with the title, "The Evolution of Drugs." And I said, "Well, what do you mean by that?" And they said, "Well, the way drugs affects our life now." And I thought it was so profound that they understood the impact of that and how important it is for them to examine that. So we started with, trying to unpack this, and we interviewed one of our teachers, or, that is directly affected by it because they have a sibling that is serving out time in prison. And we also talked with Judge Perry, who is our judge that sits over recovery court. We talked with Mayor Billy Vogel, and we talked to Ron Baptiste. And we also had Althea Sickle come out and do a remembrance ceremony at our school. And the remembrance ceremony that we have at recovery court is people who are, affected in the community that have lost loved one. It's images. It's people that we know. So we got the idea to have a remembrance ceremony at the school with images of people that the students know or the staff. And it was very impactful. It's something we thought about doing every year. If that might, be a little bit much, I don't know. But I think I actually showed the remembrance ceremony. We had a video of it, and I showed it to some of the students yesterday. And it just still gets me because, I know the stories behind every one of those faces that we shared. And so what we're doing is we're bringing all this together into the documentary. And as we're kind of putting the pieces together, you have these interviews and you've got to have the segments between the interviews and you got to kind of unpack it. So now that we're doing the news and we have our news team and all of those things at Greenbrier, I've got my seniors. I'm using my seniors to kind of host these documentaries. And as we're unpacking, we're going to be real close to finishing the one for both of them here probably in the next couple of weeks. And we'll give you links and let you see them. But the one about, going through recovery and what the kids are dealing with because of the influence of drugs in their life has been really profound. And so as we're trying to meld these things together, as we're trying to go from one interview to the next, the little scripts that we're writing and things like that to kind of glue all that together. I got the idea, and the kids and all of us, we just sat around and we, came up with some ideas about how we can do that. And we got the idea to ask questions because it's so interesting because I told the students, I said, what if we take the cameras and we talk to some of the students and we say, okay, what do you know about what of influence has drug abuse and things like that, drug addiction had in your life? And so we were going to go, take the cameras during lunch and just talk to them. And one of the students came up to me and she said, I don't know that people would be really honest with you on camera. And I thought, she's probably right. And so we decided instead, she had actually been part of something that they had done at Springfield just in one class. And the question was asked, what are your experiences with drug abuse? And she said some of the answers they got were really kind of blew them away. So I said I told her, I think that's a great idea. Let's do something anonymous. And so I put together a little question that just says, do you have any experience with drug abuse? If yes, can you explain? And then we also, made very clear this is anonymous. We don't even know what class that you're in. I polled different classes and didn't really tell people some of them know because they were part of the poll. But I didn't really talk to them about, this one came from this class. I mixed all the responses up. And so we ended up polling, I don't think we polled more than 60 kids out of, hundreds that are at our high school. And I told the kids yesterday as I was going through these, I said, can you imagine what kind of responses we would have gotten if we had polled the entire school? A couple of them I'm going to share with you because I think they're just really profound, especially with us coming up on recovery court, to see how young these kids are being exposed to this, because a lot of them are being exposed to it at home, and they're They're seeing it at home. Some will tell you, Judge Perry will tell you that some of the folks that come through recovery court are keeping it in the family. He's maybe had the parents and then he'll have the kids, or maybe he have the grandparents and the parents and the kids. And he says it's just a cycle that we have to do everything we can to help stop it. But if you are interested in being a part of the solution, guys, you can start by coming to the recovery court graduation on Thursday. It will happen at noon. We ask you to get there a little bit early because we are going to have lunch, again, a baked potato bar. It is at the center. I will be there, and Althea, Megan, of course, Judge Perry, and all the folks, everybody that's involved with recovery court, of course, will be there. And we would love for you to be a part of that and just come and just witness a new lease on life that these folks are embracing. And also just seeing the profound impact that it has on their families, all of those things. But you are also going to be touched when you see the remembrance ceremony, because it's something that just struck me to the core that I have never forgotten. But it will change you. It will absolutely change you. It's one of those things, we say a lot about the things that we see around the community, that once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's one of those things. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. So we're going to continue on. We've got several things we're going to cover. We're supposed to have a guest this morning. Kerri Dozier is supposed to be coming in and joining us for the cruise in for autism. And so we'll anticipate hearing from her very shortly. But we'll take a break here at this point. We want to talk a little bit about, of course, our friends Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. That's the new name. They changed it a few months ago. And the reason that they changed that name is because they are just getting, they've got so much going on. They needed, a new branch in the exit tree. And that's exactly what you've got. They took Rebecca's office, that's a agency office in White House, and they combined it with the brokerage office that Barry has here on the downtown square. And they have Exit Prime Realty. It is a new branch in the exit tree, and it is a wonderful thing. You can connect with them anytime. You can give Rebecca a call at 615-504-7425, or you can just look them up. Just Google Barry or Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty, and you'll find they both have their own unique web page that will put you in touch with everything that they have going on. And whether it be that you're buying or selling, it does not matter what side of the table you are going to approach. You have got some great folks here to help you out. Now, you will see them, of course, at the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival that is coming up at Kilgore Park, and this is happening on May 17th and 18th. They are one of the founding sponsors. They will be there, and we want to invite you to come and be a part of that. It is going to be a lot of fun, and we are going to, just enjoy the time that we have together. We have the fiddle competition, Dan Kelly fiddle competition, on Friday night, but it's so much more than a fiddle competition. It's pretty much any instrument that a kiddo plays, the little ones. And I think under 13 maybe, but they come out and they have a great competition, and you will be so impressed with these young people and the way that they play music. And there is also a square dance that happens in the barn. They have redesigned the barn to where the band, all they have to do, there was a time if we had rain, the band would come in and set up in the barn in the open area, and that would limit how many people could be in there. Well, now all the band has to do is just turn around, because they fixed the doors where, if they're not playing to the outside, then they just turn and they can play right in, into what's going on in the barn. There's going to be a square dance. Going to be all kinds of fun stuff happening on Friday night. And then, of course, on Saturday, you got all kinds of music. It is going to be an absolute blast, but that's the 17th and 18th, and founding sponsors are Barry and Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty. You can, of course, sit down and talk to them there, but you do not have to wait. You can contact them anytime. And always, please be sure and thank them and let them know that U-Turn sent you when you go and talk with them. As we continue on, we've got several sponsors we're going to talk about this morning as we anticipate whether Kerri Dozier makes it in. We had some confusion over the schedule. Reached out to the scheduler yesterday who had contacted Kerri for me. And I think she maybe will come on in here about 7:30. There's probably some confusion on the time. But they have a cruise in happening in Dareville this weekend. And we want to encourage you to come out and be a part of that. Before I get off the subject of recovery court, I told you guys I would read you a couple of these letters. The responses, though, that kind of blew my mind when it comes to some of the things that these kids are dealing with. But we had, as we're putting together the documentary, I had a couple of the responses came in that just kind of hit me to my core. One of them said, and again, these are all anonymous, but they came from some of our kiddos at school. One of them said, when I asked the question, do you have any experience with drug abuse? If yes, can you explain? This response says, my mother has been on drugs my whole life. She's been in and out of my life for years. She has been in jail multiple times because of drugs. She didn't get to watch her daughter grow up. And then she also says, my cousins were in my life when I was younger. They moved, and so I didn't see them for a couple of years. Then one day, my dad got in touch with them, and they moved back. We all went to dinner, and a week later, they were in their hotel room, and one of them overdosed. The other brother called the ambulance, and when they got there, they took him to the hospital, and the one that had called 911 was told that he couldn't go in the ambulance with his brother. He called for his mom for a ride to the hospital to be with his brother. His mom told him no, and then that night he overdosed in the hotel room. When the brother got out of the hospital, he found his brother dead on the floor that had called 911. And again, that's a student. This one, let's see. She says, I don't have any experience with drugs, but my aunt has, and seeing a person that you love go through that is tough. When she got on drugs, it was about Christmas time of last year. She was bringing all types of men and everything, and one of them tried to assault my cousin. So the kids were taken away, and she became homeless and in and out of jail. And she met my pastor and his wife, and they got her off the streets. And now she tells her testimony, and she's been 8 months sober. That's one that I love to see. Let's see, another one. This is the one that I really want to share. This one kind of blew me away. And when I read this, I mean, I was just reading these cold to the kiddos, and it teared me up, I'll be honest with you. But it's a beautiful ending, we'll just say that. This is from one of the students that we polled anonymously. And they say, growing up, my dad would drink a lot. He was a good father, but there isn't a childhood memory where he didn't have a bottle in his hand. One day, he got so drunk that he was laying on the ground outside at night. I found him. He was barely breathing. I rushed inside and asked for help. Seeing my father like that was so confusing for my 5-year-old self. Again, that was a memory from when they were 5. I was scared and promised myself I would never end up like that. That was until 8th grade. Okay, 8th grade, this is when this started. That was until 8th grade when everything changed. When I smoked my first blunt, and for those of you who don't know, that's a little short, that's pot is what they're talking about. From there, it became a habit, a routine that would happen every day, mornings, middays, nights, whenever I could. Eventually, weed just wasn't strong enough, and I developed an interest for constantly trying new things to see which one hit the hardest. One day, I passed out in the shower. It reminded me of that exact day when I found my father lying on the ground unconscious. That's when, after years, I decided to tell my parents about what I was struggling with and to get help. It took me almost dying to realize that what I had become. I am now 10 months sober. That's a high school kid, y'all. Blows my mind. If you don't think we've got a crisis going on, y'all, you're just not paying attention. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So please, 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 asking you to come and be a part of what we have going on at the Recovery Court graduation. And that is happening on Thursday at the center. It happens at noon. Get there a few minutes early, 15 minutes early or so you can enjoy our potato bar that's going to be there. And we just want you to be a part of this, because once you see these stories and you hear these stories and see these lives, you are going to be changed forever, and you're going to want to be a part of the solution and get involved in all kinds of wonderful things to help you to help you move beyond, or help people move beyond this. And I mean, when I think about the programs that are available, of course, I'm involved with Celebrate Recovery. I work with, Matt Driscoll is our state rep in this area, and he got me involved with Celebrate Recovery 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago. And I can't say how it has changed my life, just seeing the life change of people, and mine as well. Celebrate Recovery is about not just chemical and alcohol addiction. That's about 30% of the people who come. It's about hurts, habits, and hangups and all the things that we go through in life. And we could talk more about that. But it is a profound help. I've heard so many stories about people going through addiction that Celebrate Recovery has been the game changer for them. But that we have Epiphany's Celebrate Recovery tonight. And then I'm involved with the one at Madison Church of Christ that happens tomorrow night. But there's a Celebrate Recovery going on in this area somewhere every single night, except Sunday. That's a worship day, and they encourage you to go and be a part of a church. But Celebrate Recovery, they've got, Ron Baptiste has all kinds of things going on at Covenant Confirmers Church. I know we have, I'm trying to think of the specifics of the church up here on 41, but it's eluding me right now. If somebody can give me the information on that, I'll share that as well. But you have that. Okay, and then you can get involved. You can get involved in CASA, which is a court-appointed special advocate for kiddos that you can become, that you're helping these kids that are seeing this kind of stuff. Then, I'm reading to you the examples of some of the things that some of my students shared. And so when you read those stories, you want to be able to help these kids. That little 5-year-old she was talking about, what she was dealing with her dad. All these stories, you can help be an advocate for these kids when they end up in the court systems. If you want to go and work with CASA, so you're going to be right involved in their lives. You can get involved with Open Door Pregnancy and Resource Center. They're at the core of everything. They're getting involved in people's lives. You've got the Hope Center. All kinds of things happening there. And there's so many. There's so many programs that you can be involved with that are absolute game changers when it comes to helping out these kiddos, these families that are going through addiction. So please come and be a part of what we're doing at Recovery Court graduation on Thursday. Everything is starting at noon, and we want to invite you to be a part of that. We've got the Safe Baby Court that has just been started, that our friend Tiffany Thompson, she is leading that, or she is working with that, and we're going to be hearing so much more about that. I'm very curious as to see how that's going to go, but just advocating for kiddos that are in the court system and making sure that they are properly represented when they are there. This is 1100 WSGI. We're going to pause and we're going to talk about another one of our sponsors here in just a second. I'm really wanting to get the Myers in here, Perry and Katie Myers. They're so much fun, but they're so busy. I messaged Katie last night trying to see if they had time to come in and talk to us today, and she was in about 20 different places, so we were unable to get her in here. I think we're going to try to have them in. Maybe next week. We're going to see if we can get them on the schedule, because we really want to have them in to see if we can't talk to them about everything they've got going on. Of course, Perry, he is dealing with getting ready for camps. If you've not seen what Perry Myers has going on with his business, and it's Mr. Perry's music, you are going to really be blessed if you've got kiddos that are wanting to learn more about music. But Mr. Perry's music's up here on 41 as you're going through town. And that house rocks, boy, on Monday nights especially. That's when they have their band classes. If you want to be in a rock band, that is the place to go and get your kids involved. They have got Cronium, which is the band that I kind of follow because one of the kiddos in my class is involved in that. And I've had a lot of fun watching them. But they started because of the band camps that they had, the camps that they had through the summer. And if you want to get your kids involved and see maybe which instruments they're interested in, do they want to pick up the guitar? Maybe they're better on drums. Maybe they need keyboards. Maybe they're a vocalist. Well, they have the beginners camp, and it's June 10th through 14th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Again, that's beginners camp, June 10th through 14th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Advanced camp is going to be on July 8th through 12th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can go and check that one out. Songwriter Camp. Songwriter Camp is happening June 10th through 14th in the afternoon, 1 to 4 p.m. And then the recording camp, if you want to learn more, if the kiddos want to learn more about just doing what they would do in a studio, if they want to do some studio work, well, that's July 15th through the 19th, and that's 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. So they got great deals for you. If you want to come out to one of the camps, it's $150 a week for the whole week camp, They do have some discounts if you've got a kiddo. Maybe they want to do the advanced camp and the songwriting camp, where they're going to give you a discount. Or maybe you want to do, even all, three. Maybe you're advanced and then you also want to learn about songwriting and recording. Well, you can do all three of those camps, and they're gonna find out what your kid's suited for. They also have instruments for sale. They've got all kinds of gear and things like that. If you have some things that you want to pick up, you can do that. They're located at 2213 Memorial Boulevard here in Springfield. You can't miss it. The house that rocks. But it's Mr. Perry's Music, and there's so much fun stuff going on now. If the summer doesn't work for your schedule and you just can't get there with your kiddos this summer, keep in mind that whenever school starts back up, what they do works the same as the school semester. When we came out of the Christmas break, they were setting up spring semester. And so they have the semester as far as the rock band camps or the rock band lessons. They have it set up to where whenever we come back into session, then they're starting up a new session themselves. So that's the way it's structured. They're going to be wrapping up, the spring semester right now, and then they're going to be heading right into their summer camps. So there's just all kinds of fun stuff happening. If you want to go and be in the band, you can go to mrperryspringfield.com. That's the website. Mr. Perry's, with an S, springfield.com. Message him and let him know what you're interested in. But those band camps are filling up fast. $150 will get your kid, put an instrument in their hand and just see what they have and what their strong suit is. And you just, you may have a real talented musician on your hands. I get a kick out of my student, Aiden Raymer. He's one of the kids that's in Cronium. And it was so funny. I went to the show that they did at Willow Oak. It's been probably 6 weeks ago now, because some of those kids that are in his band, they are going to college. And so as they're anticipating, hey, what's next? Okay, well, what are we, how are they going to stay together? Are they going to play? And so they know there's going to be limits on how much they can get together and play now. So they did a special showcase for them. And man, that kid is just awesome. It was so funny because Perry was saying he can play some things on the guitar. I can't. And I was asking Aiden about that. I said, so how did you get so good? It was during COVID. Instead of just sitting around, he picked up a guitar, and my goodness, it shows. But he is super talented, and it's a lot of fun to watch these kids just blossom. So as we're talking about Mr. Perry, I'm going to go ahead and talk about Katie with Katie Did It Designs, because they are both sponsors now here at One Street Over, and we're working to get them in here as guests just to kind of get an update on what they're doing. But Katie, she is just living her dream. This is something that it was I think it was a little bit post-COVID too, that she was trying to, figure out what she was going to do and where she was going to go. And the next thing she knew, she was working, doing design and helping people improve their homes and just give them, freshen them up. It's something she's always wanted to do. And the next thing she knows, she had a business going. And it's been so much fun to watch. If you have not followed her on social media, you need to, because Katie Did It Designs will inspire you. You'll see those before and after pictures of how things are just absolutely transformed. She's helping me with some things. Big thing is my colors. I like a lot of color. It's my Tiffany has been in my house, Tiffany Thompson, and it's hysterical because she says this was in style 20 years ago, and it was, and it needs a refresher. So we're working on it, but, some of us are kind of set in our ways. Go to Katie Did It Designs, and you can follow her and see everything that she has going on with her business. It's just awesome. A lot of great things going on and a lot of great designs. And what I love about her is she's like, I can fix whatever you need for your budget, whether it's just you're wanting just some advice on, color and design and that type of thing, or maybe you want a full package that is from start to finish, everything you need in regards to a do-it-yourself package. We can take care of that and get that done for you. She said that, they can do the work. Perry is her one of her chief hands when it comes to, getting in and getting the building done and really getting the, maybe painting done or hanging new light fixtures or whatever it might be. and doing the full work. I mean, she's a contractor, so she can get that done. But they're a great couple, a lot of fun to visit with, and we're looking forward to having them in studio just to get an update on everything that's going on and how their summer's shaping up, because they are so busy, but that's a good thing. And if you do get in touch with Katie and Perry Myers, please always let them know that you heard about it here on this program and that their ad dollars are working. But as I don't know, I don't guess we're going to be hearing from Kerri Dozier this morning. Not sure what happened, but we do want to remind you of everything that's happening in Dareville. It is a big show that's going to be, it's a cruise in, and it's going to benefit autism awareness and the work that goes on at Vanderbilt. So if you can possibly be a part of that, that is going to be happening this weekend in Dareville, Kentucky. And it is going to be 10 to 3. They have got all kinds of fun stuff going on. They have got a cornhole tournament that is also going to be it is going to be one that's going to have some cash prizes that you can be a part of. So you can go and, pay your entry fee, and you might even win some money. But that is happening again this weekend if you want to be a part of that. And it is in Dareville, Kentucky. So be a part of that if you possibly can be. Everything else going on around town, just tons of stuff that we want to remind you of. We've got, of course, the farmers market happening on Saturdays now. If you want to go and check out the farmers market, it is a good time to do that. And if you've not been a part of the farmers market, I want to encourage you to go out to the fairgrounds. We're going to be talking to Trent Cobb. He is going to be coming in on Monday, and he'll give us a complete update on everything going on at the fairgrounds. We have got, of course, the farmers market. We've got the fair that's been moved up. The time on the farmers market, the timeline on the fair has been changed. So that is going to, be something that we need to talk about. And it will be very interesting to, get an update from him, because, man, there is just so much going on. We have got the farmers market happens every Saturday. And if you've been out there, it's as you go into the fairgrounds, it's over to the right, and it's up in this pavilion area that is absolutely wonderful. We're getting ready for our Recovery Fest that's coming up in August, and it's going to be a hot day, but as we are anticipating it, it's really not going to be too hot, because we've got those fans and things like that are going through that pavilion. If you've ever been out there, it really cools things down, and it works really, really well. Well, the farmers market is set up it's really one of the coolest ones, I think, that we have in the area. But you can start hitting up the farmers market, and we'll get all the details from Trent Cobb, because the fairgrounds took over all of that, and they're the ones running that. But they've got a lot of events happening at the fairgrounds, including our fair that'll be coming up earlier than last year. I think it's actually right as school is starting, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe the week after school starts, that we're going to be having our county fair now. A couple of other things going on around town. As we were talking about the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival, don't forget that we've got the warm-up to that, which is the Bluegrass Festival that's happening here in Robertson County. It's the Tri-State Ramblers are going to be here this weekend and I don't have the list of performers, but we've got a whole bunch of other performers that are coming in for this as well, and it is going to be an absolute blast. Danny Ashley was in last week, but the Robertson County Museum, they are putting all this together. And we've got a Bluegrass Festival happening on the downtown square this weekend. So you're going to want to be a part of that. And it is free, you guys. It's not going to cost you a penny to go if you want to go out and be a part of that. But I'll try to get you all the details and the schedule here. I'm trying to pull it up as I'm talking. Trying to talk nonstop for an hour is a little bit difficult sometimes. We were expecting Kerri Dozier to come in and visit with us today about the cruise in that is happening up in Dareville, but apparently some wires got crossed and we haven't heard from her. So we just want to continue to remind you of all the wonderful things going on around town. And we would really be missing it if we didn't talk about what's happening over at Veterans Motorplex, because that is going to be wonderful. We're finally getting underway this weekend. I texted Jerry last night, and he said that, yes, they are racing this weekend. We're looking forward to having him in to where we can have a visit with him. So far, that hasn't, we just can't get on his schedule. He is just all over the place, but They've had a couple of weekends where they've had practice runs, so things are looking great and they are ready to go. But if you want to go out to the Old Highland Rim Speedway, that is this weekend, you can go to the first race of the season. Racing season officially starts on the March to October. They have racing season March to October, but they have been getting the track ready. They've been doing a bunch of improvements out there. And so they've held off the first race, and it's going to be this weekend. So if you want to go out and enjoy that race, you can come out. They still honor that great ticket for families. It is a $40 ticket that will get up to 6 kids and 2 adults in for one price, $40. Can't beat it. Great time out here at Veterans Motorplex. If you've got some kiddos that are looking for a part-time job, they have a great concession stand out there that Jerry will put them to work. He put a lot of my students to work last year, had their first job that they had in the community. And it's just a great place, great family fun atmosphere. They don't have alcohol served. That's very unusual, of course. And if you want to be a part of that, just head out to Highland Rim Speedway this weekend, and you will get a chance to see racing as it is meant to be on the fast quarter-mile, high-banked asphalt bull ring, and fun for the whole family there at 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier. And if you want to call Jerry, if you have any questions, the number is 615-430-3135, 615-430-3135. And when you get in touch with them, please always let them know that U-Turn sent you. We want to remind you, too, that we've got our friend Lee Marie. She is involved with so many different things around town. So we hope you guys will go out and spend some time with her at the dance studio she has opened up right there next to the Bible bookstore. She has got some line dancing classes that I've taken dance from her. She knows what she's doing. She has been teaching dance for a very, very long time. And if you're somebody that, wants to get acclimated to maybe you're going to a wedding and, they always do the line dances and you're like, man, I'm not ready for that. I don't know what to do. She can get you ready. She has done some private family lessons as well, or like couples, if you want just some time yourself, or maybe you have 2 couples that want to come out. They can give you a better deal. But there are just a lot of fun things going on at her new dance studio that they've just opened up. They started last week, but it's down on the square right next to Crossroads Christian Bookstore. And it is called Well in the Square. Well in the Square is the name of the dance studio. And if you want to know more, you can text her or you can email her. Her phone number, if you want to give her a text, is 714-925-2689, 714-925-2689, or you can give her an email at retrolemarie@gmail.com if you have questions. But she's got some great deals. She's got like this little punch card that you can buy and get 12 classes for only $60. That's a grand opening special. Classes are $10 each otherwise. And they have them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now, they have daytime classes, 8:30 to 9 a.m., and then 9 to 9:30 if you want the daytime classes. If you want evening classes, you can go 4:45 to 5:15 or 5:15 to 5:45. And again, that's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And, if you're thinking about coming out to the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival and you want to come and be a part of the square dance that we're going to have on Friday night, and you want to not feel like you have 2 left feet, well, here you go. Get out to Lee Marie and tell her what you're wanting to do, and she can get you set to where you can come out and you can dance and you can have some fun. Now, the one thing I will tell you at the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival on Friday night, we are going to have some instruction there. And you will have somebody that will help you and make sure that you're, you know what you're doing. They'll walk you through it. They'll call it. And it will be something that even those that don't have any experience can come out. And I think that you will feel like you can be a part of all the stuff that's going on. We've got also, too, some things going on. Remember, there's a little flyer here that she has from Stokes Brown Public Library. I want to remind you of all the fun things that they have going on out there, especially as we're hitting summer. They have got these little packages you can get. You can go in and check them out, their activities. And it may have family passes to a museum or something like that in it to where it is such a value. It doesn't cost you a penny to go in and check those out. And you can go on these little adventures with your kiddos this summer. If you've not checked that out, man, go and visit Stokes Brown. It is just a wonderful library. Love them over there. I wish it's one of those things. I need to get to the library myself. I think we forget sometimes. We're so digital, and I keep books on my phone now. But we're so digital, I think we forget the access that we have through our library. So get by the library and see all the programs that they have for your kiddos this summer, or just for you. If you're wanting to continue your education, if you're wanting to take some classes that are, computer driven, those kinds of things, they have that available. They have language classes. But there's just a whole calendar of events. Now, I've only got the April calendar, so we're coming up on the end of April. They've got special things for homeschoolers. They have got story times for little kids. They've got craft schedules that you can do. This is coming up this Friday. They've got a Physics Friday happening at 3:30 for kiddos. So many different things that they have happening. They have free movie nights. If you've not been to Stokes Brown Public Library, you need to get by there and see what they have going on for your family that will just bless you. Absolutely, 100%. As we are continuing on, if you joined us today, we wanted to talk with Kerri Dozier. There was some confusion over the schedule, I suppose. She did not make it in, but we want to continue to remind you that they do have an event coming up. It is a cruise-in car show that is happening in Adairville, Kentucky. It's 10 to 3, and it is happening this Saturday. It is going to benefit the Autism Society, and let's pull up the flyer one more time. It's going to the Vanderbilt Children's Development Medicine in honor of August Pie. They're going to have all kinds of music. They're going to have great food, of course, and vendors. They have got a cornhole tournament that you pay a $20 entry fee to be a part of. And so that means there's going to be cash prizes for first and second place. They've got kids games. They've got a cakewalk, all kinds of old-fashioned fun stuff. And if you are a car enthusiast, they might even have some motorbikes. I'm sure they'll have trucks. Classic vehicles. It's called the Rev Up for Autism Cruise-In Car Show. This is their second annual one, and it is happening in Adairville, Kentucky, on the square. If you've not been to Adairville, just a quaint little town. It's just so beautiful, and it's just it's what we live in this area for. We love those little small town atmosphere, fun kind of things that are going on, and that's happening again this weekend. And it's for a very, very worthy cause. So we hope you'll be a part of that. We'll continue to remind you about it through the weekend, and we may get a chance to visit with Kerri later in the week. Now, tomorrow, we got Cutter and Cash coming in. They're going to spend an hour with me, and then they're going to spend an hour with Lee Marie during the Go Show, because we are revving up for the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival happening the 17th and 18th of May. And we just want to make sure you save the date and you come and be a part of that, because it is going to be an absolute blast. And these young men are so talented. They've been on the Opry now, and I cannot wait to hear their enthusiasm over their experiences with the Grand Ole Opry. That is just such a dream for folks their age, but it is going to be a lot of fun visiting with them. We are anticipating just really getting going with our Bluegrass Festivals. Of course, you've got some events here on the square this weekend. You can come out and see our Tri-State Ramblers. We visited with the Brown girls. We had Donita's kiddos, Amelia and Reagan. They were in. They're half of the Tri-State Ramblers. They're going to be a part of the festival going on this weekend. And it is free on the square downtown, and we want you to be a part of it as well. Hopefully the weather will be great for us. I haven't really looked ahead to it, but taking a quick look, it's a little windy, but I think it's going to be a good day for us. And of course, you can go by and see the museum and all the things that they have going on there as well. So all the things going on around, I think we covered most of it. I know that they had the big gala this past weekend for Willow Oak, and I heard it was just an absolute blast. We've had proms going on, so we've been tied up with all that. Of course, Springfield had their prom this past weekend, Greenbrier the week before. Not sure exactly how they're stacking up as far as if we've got any other proms that they're trying to get to and get those kids done. You figure our seniors, as of today, have 14 school days. The seniors in Robertson County. They will finish on the 10th of May. And then the rest of the kiddos, their last day, now as far as high school, the last official day is the 24th of May. But for high school schedule, the way it works, we'll have, like, we're in a block schedule. So if you're a parent, this kind of will help you out a little bit. On the 21st of May, you will have the finals for third and fourth block on the 21st. And then on the 22nd, you have first and second blocks will have their finals. And then, as they say, the kiddos, if they have permission from their parents, written permission, they can leave a half day on the 22nd. And then the 23rd is the day that we do makeup exams. If they've missed anything that they've got to get caught up before the end of the year, that's when they do it, is on the 23rd. And then the 24th is the day you pick up report cards, and then they're off to summer. The seniors, however, their last official class day is on the 10th of May. So they, of course, get their finals a little bit earlier. But I mean, we've been counting it down in the news, our little news segments we do for Greenbrier. We've been counting down the days, and it's really kept it real for us. And so we're getting ready to do our newscast for tomorrow. And I told the kids, I said, 13 days, 13 school days. I mean, that's incredible after you look at the career that they've had going through high school, and they're just about to launch out into the world. A whole lot of them are super excited. Some of them are a little nervous, a little freaked out. They're going, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. There's actually a career fair on Thursday for the kiddos that will help a lot of them. I love that they do this. The chamber puts this together, but our seniors have an opportunity to go to a career fair locally on Thursday, and we're taking as many of our seniors that want to go that maybe don't have a plan for what they're going to do after high school. Maybe they're not going to college, and they're wanting to go right into the workforce, and they just don't really know the options. They don't know about the things that Electrolux and Walmart. I mean, people don't realize Walmart will pay for your education if you work for them. They have a program where you can take classes and they'll pay for it. Electrolux has a program like that. AirTech, I don't know if they do, but I love AirTech's motto, we hire you to retire you. And they have so many stories of people that have come into AirTech that have started and very entry level, that are now in supervisory positions now, that are just doing gangbusters work. And it is just so fun to hear some of the stories that they share from some of these manufacturing facilities here local, where kids are going in and they've got careers. So many wonderful options for the kiddos, but they're going to have a job fair on Thursday. And some of these students will come away with jobs because they're going to be launching into the workforce here just in 14 days today that they'll be wrapping up. But some of them will come away with job offers. And we had a couple last year I know came out, and they had jobs when they left the job fair. But all that's going on as we come up on the end of our school year. As far as graduations, we will have a week of graduations that will be coming up very soon. We'll unpack all that with Dr. Weeks when he stops by. Melanie Dickerson's actually going to be in on Tuesday next week because it's Teacher Appreciation Week. And so she's going to come in to talk about that. But maybe we can get her to give us a preliminary schedule of what the graduations are, because I know if you're like me, you've got so much going on, and trying to get all of this stuff on your calendar is difficult. Oh, and I'm just thinking of something else I didn't mention. Decisions, Choices, and Options dinner. That is a conversation we normally have Joy Wassel. She'll stop in, and so far we haven't had a chance to visit with her, but Joy will tell you that Decisions, Choices, and Option is a game changer in our schools. And the dinner, their big fundraising dinner, is this Thursday night. It happens up in Hendersonville at First Baptist Church. It's where they have it every year. If you're wanting to go, there are still tables that need bodies at them. So I have a few open seats at my table. I sponsor a table every year, and I'm taking a bunch of the girls from church and some of my friends. But if you're somebody that would love to be a part of that and learn more about Decisions, Choices, and Options, come and join us. It is an amazing program. And I was explaining it to a friend of mine yesterday, trying to get her to come to the dinner, and she doesn't want to come, but you know who you are. But I was telling her all about it. And she's like, that sounds like a wonderful program. I want to be a part of it, and I want to help sponsor it, because it is an opportunity for us to go into the school system and tell kids of their real options when it comes to their sexuality. It is privately funded. It is just an amazing program. Joy will tell you she founded this because she was a school teacher, and she had one of her best friends. The daughter had an unplanned pregnancy, and as they were dealing with what they were going to do, they had directed her to adoption. And that's what she was planning. She was going to put the baby up for adoption. But then as she was preparing for that, so many people said so many hateful things to her, like, well, how could you give your baby away? How could you do that? And just upset the situation so much that they ended up not putting the baby up for adoption. And it was one of those things that Joy thought, how in the world can we, as children of God, be so full of misinformation that we tell our kids? And so she decided then and there that she wanted to be a part of the solution. And she started putting together teaching material to show the kids adoption is a beautiful thing. You have options. You don't have to be sexually involved. You can use abstinence. I mean, just things that you would think kids would know, but they don't. And just amazing results. You would be blown away by the results where they'll tell you where they'll go in and they'll start talking to the kids and they'll give them a little questionnaire and a little survey. And then the difference after they talk to them and do the instructional training is profound, and it's amazing. And it's something that's in our Robertson County schools. I'm not sure it's in the middle schools. I know it's in all the high schools. That's been one of the things that they've been trying to make sure it's in all of the middle schools. But you have to talk to your teachers and make sure that your health and science teachers want it to come in to the school and be a part of it. They have to, help invite it in. It's kind of like the Aiken Bible program that we have. We have these Aiken Bibles in all the libraries in Robertson County, but the history teachers, the people who teach about the historical aspects of the Bible, have to bring it into the classroom. So you have to make sure, number one, that your teachers that teach that material know about it, and then encourage them to use it. But the Decisions, Choices, and Options is an amazing program. And if you want to be a part of it, it's 6 to 8 on Thursday. I'll be going. I do have a few seats at my table if you want to come and join us. But it is in Hendersonville, and we will just tell you all about the program. You will be blown away, and you're going to want to be a part of it. So just come and put that on your list of things to do as well. And I appreciate you guys letting me just kind of ramble on today. Sometimes that happens when we get a little bit of confusion over guests, but I don't want to hesitate to remind you again about this benefit for autism awareness. It is happening this weekend. That was our plan today, and it just didn't work out to talk with Kerri again. But it is happening this weekend. It is in Adairville, Kentucky. They've got all kinds of old-fashioned fun. It's 10 to 3 on the square. They are going to have a cornhole tournament, $20 entry fee, and that means cash prizes for first and second place. All kinds of wonderful vehicles, trucks and cars, and maybe even some motorcycles. They're going to have music and food. All proceeds are going to be donated to the Vanderbilt Children's Development Medicine in honor of August Pie. Please be a part of that and all these wonderful events going on around town. And don't miss tomorrow, because tomorrow we have Cutter and Cash coming in. They're going to be spending a couple hours here at 1100 WSGI as they get us ready to go for all the bluegrass shows coming to our area. Thank you for joining us. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a great day.